like, do you want me to go with you? And I was like, no. And she was like, really? I was like, yo, with you to Vegas, I got to pick where I'm going to eat at. Like, now I can't go where I want to go eat.
You can't just get what you want. Now you got to get, good food.
I like to go to Blondie's. It's in the ugly-ass mall that's right across from the Cosmopolitan. They have terrible food. The wings is trash. The drinks are strong.
So why
and
you like
cheap.
going there?
Oh, the drinks are strong and cheap. And honestly, it's like, yo, I already know what I'm going to get.
It's so hard to not make good wings.
It is hard not to make good wings, but
Hey, all the fellas that's watching right now, go get an air fryer. That's a cheat code.
Yeah, cook your food in Bluetooth, as I like to say. And like, I told my wife, I was like, yo, last time I was in Vegas, I went there every day for lunch. It's so bad that the bartender was like, bro, what are you doing back here?
Because he probably was like, yo, this food is trash.
Absolutely. And I was just like, bro, I don't feel like looking nowhere else. I take my wife. We got to look at the reviews. We got to look at the pictures. We already had this, 3 days ago. Gavin, we can get this at home. This is the type of shit that makes sure that I don't get laid at home. This type of, stuff.
Well, lucky for us, women are more horny than men, so.
Yo, shout out to that. Shout out. I was going to start out, before we get to the intro of this pod. I always say that a lot on all the podcasts. But it's funny, Jonathan Majors got dropped from everything.
Everything.
PR, marketing.
Dropped from everything.
Marvel said they about to recast. They thinking about it.
I mean, what's crazy is because he was with what's the biggest label out there in Hollywood? The one that's Ari Gold's brother. Like wasn't that label
like
that he was signed
or
to?
something?
Yeah.
I think so.
AAC or whatever it is.
Yeah. Start with an A.
Yeah, wasn't he with them?
I think so. But everybody, two things is very prevalent to me. People are silent. His supporters from before are super silent.
Here's the thing, though. I know me and you got in a brief argument about this in group chat, but he abandoned black men.
Not Mike snitching.
And black men. I'm snitching on you. You're here.
Look, any take that Mike has in the group chat, I don't bring it here because he didn't say it on air. Now, I will bait him to say it on air so I can argue.
Bullshit. You have absolutely dropped our stuff on air, which is fine because it's our. We can't snitch on each other because we're here. We was in separate rooms.
Yeah.
Don't say shit till your lawyer get there. Period.
Absolutely.
Point blank. Fellas,
Facts.
listen to that shit. Do not say shit until your attorney gets there. Period. Point blank.
The police know nothing. But go ahead.
But to that point though, right? Because he very intelligently, because his brothers is North Carolina educated, Yale educated. Mm-hmm. He banged on bros. You said it was a reach. I get it. I am forcing people to look at what he said, right?
Yes, because I do agree with your conclusion.
Yeah. So it's like
which was that it's cold talking.
It's cold talking. Like he said two things, right? And if you listen closely, you heard what he said. So, but here's the thing, though. I think most brothers, I think people undersell how intelligent black men are, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're so the rappers and the basketball players. We're so Draymond Green talking to the audience, right? And we're like, oh, that's what that is not who the majority of black men are.
Absolutely.
The majority of black men that actually are influencers, right? Like, we're not talking about entertainers, but we're talking about men who actually move the needle are highly intelligent. And highly intelligent men took offense to when you say that, it's fluid. I bet you won't come up to me and say that. Because now you're baiting us and saying that, if I disagree with you, we'll get in a fist fight?
Yeah.
Is that I'm gonna get in a fist fight with a dude that graduated from Yale? Like, no, I'm not doing that. And I graduated from Charlotte.
Shout out to UNCC.
I'm not doing that. University of Charlotte.
Sponsor this pie.
Please, no, they can't sponsor us.
They can't.
But anyway, but to that point though, he's still a black dad. He's highly educated. The brother's a hell of a fucking actor. Even though you did bang on bros, you're getting dropped and you're getting dumped. And I don't think anybody's running to his rescue, which is wild.
It is wild. I'm not surprised because that's how a lot of things go. When you fit a certain narrative, certain people rock with you. And then they use you and spit you out and they can't use you no more. Now,
you call these N-word moments. Is he having his N-word moment?
Oh, yeah. But what he's also having, like, for me, I already knew what was up. I think I said it in the group chat. I'm snitching only on myself. That his lawyer, them releasing them text message did not look good on their part.
Dude, so here's the thing about any interaction that could be considered domestic violence. Nothing will look good. Like, even defending yourself will not look good.
Absolutely
on
not.
Camera. It will not look good in text message. It is one of those things to whereas, because the majority of DV cases that we see are they're over the top. Right?
Yeah.
If you actually look into intimate partner violence, it actually changes the narrative on DV. I'm not going to do that because I believe that the abusers in our community need to get the fuck out. Like, I hate that shit. So, but it's never going to look good, which is why as men, we do have to elevate the type of expectation that we have out of someone that we date, right? Like, it's just certain things that, like, I cannot tolerate. Like, I always say, the one thing that I know men are irrational about are their children. Like, they're and so are mothers, right? Like, it is a animalistic thing on this planet. When it comes to the kids, all bets are off.
Facts.
But when it comes to black men and their children, it's like nobody gives a fuck. All bets are on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna pick at you. I'm gonna prod you until I get you to this place to where you're gonna do something. Which, again, when it goes back to that kind of stuff, it's never gonna look good. It's never gonna look good on camera. It's never gonna look good in a picture. Never gonna look good in a text message. It's never gonna look good as an apology. It doesn't look good, which means that we do have to elevate ourselves to where it doesn't happen, because we are in a place to where we damn near got to be godlike. And when I say godlike, blameless is what I'm saying. Absolutely.
For me, I looked at it and saw, like I told y'all in the group chat, I said, this don't look good on his part.
Doesn't.
And then the other thing I kept saying was, if I had to guess, it's some other women out there. Like something like, bruh, you don't have a speculation just takes you completely out, and then your team starts dropping you.
It's coming off as it's a bigger story, and like, again, I'm not going to defend a man that's like, I bet you won't say it to my face, because that is the type of man that would get himself in a situation like this. Real power is restraint. I always tell you boys, man, like, calm down. Understand what anger is. Anger is a secondary emotion, right? Like there's something real that's underlying with anger, right? Is it hurt? Is it humiliation? Are you hungry? Like whatever it is, right? Like, are you embarrassed? Like there is a real pain under anger. Once you start realizing what that is, then you don't have to respond to situations because you're angry. You can still have vengeance, right? But you're more calculated. You understand risk. And it's given to when it's earned and deserved, and it's not irrational, which that is a place where, to his point, right? Mm-hmm. He said masculinity is fluid on the NPR interview. It is not. Masculinity is absolutely not fluid. We would never say femininity is fluid. Yeah. Right? But for some reason, when it comes to masculinity, the emasculation of men is fluid. Fuck out of here. Excuse me, first curse word of the day. But
I think it was your second.
probably the second. But it's like, it's not, right? We always say on this pod that masculinity is care, grace, and mercy, right?
Facts.
What part of masculinity did he exude, when it came to his reactions to whatever it is that he's done? And I promise you what you'll find is that it was a lack of masculinity, wasn't a hyper masculinity or overabundance of masculinity. Stop letting people gaslight you into these words and become a thinking man.
Look, I want to welcome everybody to episode, what's this, 92?
We might be more than that. We might be like 93, 94.
Look, man.
We are way more prepared than what we look like we're prepared, by the way.
Absolutely. I want to welcome everybody to episode 92 of the Black Dads Club. I am your co-host. I have to keep stating that because Mike runs this shit. I'm your co-host, Gavin B. I got Pastor Mike Will with me, who is not really a pastor.
I am a pastor.
Okay.
Black men are my ministry. Hey, I'm in this camera. Black men are my ministry, all right? Like, stop saying I'm not a pastor. I am more of a pastor than half of 95% of these pastors out here. I'm not even gonna go there today.
You might as well.
No, I'm not. It's two of y'all that made some snafus on the internet in the past week or so. One of y'all made the comment of God doesn't understand genders, but I'm not gonna touch that.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna touch that. I think that was Mike Todd. But go look him up. And
oh my gosh.
And another one of y'all made the comment that Christians across the world are more persecuted than black people, and you are a black man, but you don't have a black best friend. And I kind of knew that when I started following you, because I knew you was gonna make the mistake that you made. But I ain't gonna get on y'all asses today. I'm gonna wait for us to start producing the YouTube content to really, really get on y'all pastors' asses. But we ain't gonna get on y'all pastors' asses. Not today. I'm just saying.
Not today.
Pay attention.
Look, if you have a wife, a baby mom, if she pregnant, that's basically what I'm trying to get at. Please take her to go see a chiropractor, a masseuse, something. The reason why I say that is because, the funny part was when my wife was pregnant, she went to go see a chiropractor. Shout out to Dr. Will. This man is a genius. Black man, father himself. He has a mobile chiropractor business, and he will pull up to where you at if you're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sorry. But he might be into franchising, so we need to figure that out. But anyway, it was crazy because she was talking about her rib was out of place. And
really?
And he was talking about, like, when your baby comes in, all your organs and everything is shifting, that you don't realize that. And that's something that men, we just don't think about.
Is this Dad Tip of the Week?
Yeah.
All right. Dad Tip of the Week, sponsored by Rookie King. Check them out online and follow.
Absolutely. So definitely look at getting a chiropractor. If you're in Charlotte, look up Protect Your Neck. Please check them out. That'll be super cool.
Pretty sure they're a supporter of the pod. I think he follows
absolutely.
us.
Yeah. And he's hilarious. Now, and he a 49er fan. That's why he really.
We should bring him on then. 49er fan. Come on on. Hey, Protect Your Neck. Come on.
Look.
Hey, why don't you sponsor the what was the second? That Tip of the Week.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll let you sponsor one next week. But we got Rookie King this week.
This week.
Look, I want to go through this quick. Charlotte, North Carolina, and CMS, which is trash, by the way. Rocky Mount High School, a substitute teacher fought a student. And at first it was funny hearing about it. I saw the memes first because the teacher ain't wear no drawers, and she had a dress on.
I saw it, but I never watched it.
And it was one of those things that I watched it first through, and then it got to a point where I was like, oh, this ain't funny no more. Like, and it was very, very quick for me. You know what I'm saying? And something goes from not funny to honestly, bruh, you get to where it's now sad. And I have to state that. Like, for me, bruh, it got real sad real quick for this whole video and everything.
These kids do be acting wild as hell.
So just to give some backstory, if you haven't seen it, the teacher took everybody's phone. This young lady after class asked for her phone back. The teacher said, no, you got to send whatever. You're not getting your phone back. The girl reaching for her phone. She's not getting it. The teacher is telling her, like, what you going to do? The girl steps back, after the teacher pushes her off. Let's be fair. And she steps back and the girl swings on the teacher, misses. And the teacher, who is probably at least 3 times as big as this girl, she handled her.
Yeah, I'm watching right now. They done got into a real fight. You know what? So let's play the game of, is there an active father in the home? Because I'm guessing that neither one of these young ladies had an active father in the home, because this is the kind of things that you would do because you really just don't want to deal with your dad. Right? Like, it's not that you don't want to do it. You just don't want to do it. Like, you look at dealing with my dad, me wanting to do it. Dealing with my dad always outweighs me actually wanting to do it. So, no, I mean, it's definitely messed up. It's two wrongs, man. As my grandmother used to say, 2 wrongs would never make a right. Actually, both my grandmothers.
Look,
showed you how much trouble I used to get in as a kid.
Look, you know what made it sad for me was damn, I'm looking for the post, man, that I wanted to share. The little girl posted this on her Instagram, and this is what I want to focus on. She wrote on her Instagram, the fact that nobody helped me is crazy. People just stood there and let that woman manhandle me. Y'all supposed to be friends and barely anybody asked if I was okay. Y'all laughing at this BS and it's not funny, but if anybody got shit to say about it, we can get it in the field, and that's facts.
Let's play the game. Is there an active father in the home?
You know what made me sad about her comment? And me and you never talked about this, but I imagine because it gets passed down from generation to generation, there's a point in time in your life. Elementary, middle, and high school. It seems like your parents and grandparents always let you know, forget about them kids. They ain't gonna be your friends after high school.
Yeah.
And as a child, you don't understand that.
No.
Because you think that the people that you are in high school
are going to
be
friends forever.
Forever. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
The other thing that's super important to me is, I'm going to speed this up because I be talking too slow on my reels. So yeah, the second thing that's always important to me is there comes a time in high school when you realize these kids ain't your friends.
Yes.
This was that moment for that young lady. And for me, as somebody who's also had that moment where I got into a fight in school, trying to impress people I thought were my friends. And I looked over, bruh, and everybody who saw this lied.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room, I got in a fight. Somebody put their hands on me first. I put my hands on them second. And everybody lied. And they did the classic, oh, I don't know. I think I just saw Gavin, right?
See.
And then what happened is I woke up that day, and I remember I went home, and I was so upset. I'm going through all the emotions. And my mom looked at me and said, I told you them nappy-headed kids ain't none of your friends. And I said, you're right. And mind you, this was the 8th grade for me. So I knew after the 8th grade, nobody ain't friends with me. Like, it's cool. And, you know, when I graduate, I ain't got to see you niggas no more. I hope this young lady recognized this, because Mike didn't hear the audio. He just watched it right here live. This teacher has this girl's face smushed into the ground.
No.
On top of her.
All that is messed up. And all of it's messed up because this is an adult fighting a child.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, we don't give black children the respect of being black kids, right? Like, you know, we look at them as they're adults, or they're going to be adults, or what they're going to be when they grow up. We never look at our black children and look at them and say, you know what, that's a 13-year-old, that's a 14-year-old. You know, we probably should give them the benefit of the doubt. Look at how they treated Angel, right?
Absolutely.
The young lady that played for LSU, right?
Absolutely.
Angel's a child.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But we're looking at her and we're just like, you know, like, oh, like, we're treating her as if she's a 35-year-old woman.
Absolutely.
Black kids don't get that. So we do have to raise our black kids to make sure that they understand that, A, one, you do not get that. But
Absolutely.
B, make sure that we give them that grace, you know, in the home. And I'm speaking as a black man, right? Because I always tell y'all, masculinity is what? Grace, mercy, care. If you listen to this podcast for more than a year, you know that those are the tenets of masculinity, right? Everybody can play around with what it is and what it ain't, yada, yada, yada. But
it's fluid, man.
No, it's not. Masculinity is grace, it's mercy, and it's care. And as fathers, we got to make sure that we give that, honestly, to everybody, but that's to be divine. Most of us aren't there yet. But to our children, right? Like, this is an opportunity, right? Because that's actually, your child is actually a part of you, right? So that's a creation. So that is, your children most of the time is your first foray into understanding what it means to be divine, right? What does it mean to actually be a creator of life? Most of us don't have that until we have children. Most of us haven't created these huge businesses or ideals or influential. Your child's kind of your first foray into that. So understanding that grace, mercy, and care are the 3 tenets, that substitute teacher offered none of that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that she shouldn't have offered none of that because she's not masculine. But what I am saying is that as men, that's got to be something that we make sure that we do and pass that along to our children, male or female.
Yeah, and I'll say this, and we'll get up out of here. I don't have nothing to say about the teacher or to give her any advice, because you got to live with putting your hands on a child.
Yeah.
And what comes with that?
That doesn't look like that was her first time.
Absolutely not. But and so here's the thing. Charlotte ain't that big. I'm going to say it like that. You got to deal with what comes with putting your hands on somebody else's kid. And that, you not getting another job is another thing.
That'd be a problem in a lot of our institutions, because, like, I didn't know this. Like, so I thought that in the public school system, all schools are equal. All right, because I'm ignorant like that in America, and I think we got to do the right fucking thing, right? So, and I end up talking to a friend of mine, that actually teaches, that he ended up teaching at my son's school, and he's telling me, like, the resource difference between the school that my son is at versus other schools in the same place. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, you know, of course, you know, on one hand, I'm like, yo, well, this is why I live on this side of town, because I expected my son to be able to have these resources. But on the other hand, I'm like, it still ain't right.
Nah.
I'm just in a situation where I can live on that side of town and that can be provided for, but it's still not right.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Yo, my man, Nick Cannon, South Met graduate.
Nick Cannon graduated from South Met?
From my understanding, yeah. I know he went there for 2 years, but I'm pretty sure he graduated from there.
What? I didn't know Nick Cannon was down here.
Hey, Nick, sponsor the pot. You got all them damn kids. Make us your 15th and 16th kid. Sponsor this damn pot. Y'all agree. Nick Cannon says he doesn't see the point in bringing all of his children together under one roof. And the quote is, only person that would benefit from having everybody in the same space would probably be me. What's your thoughts on that?
First off, you know, I hate broken homes. And I'm a divorcee that co-parents with somebody. So, right. So I have partly contributed to this problem. I haven't 100% contributed to this problem because I have joint custody of my son. I have him just as much as his mom. But I hate it, right? Like that's if there was a regret to be had, like that would be like one of my regrets.
Now imagine having 13 of those.
And that's the problem, right? because if I'm like, yo, at 1, I'm like, I feel away. Yo, 13, and then I almost want to applaud him for naming all of them except for one kid, right? But here's the thing: if you're gonna make that many, like, if you can forget your child's name, which no big deal. My mom called me my brother's name like half of my life. Right?
My mom calls me Hayden now. He just got here.
So I'm not blaming you for forgetting the name per se. But what I am saying is that like that is a small part of a bigger problem, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you're gonna have all these children, I wouldn't even say you gotta have them in one house, but at least have them on one street, one compound.
Compound. Now we're getting into some cult shit. But you know what? I saw this and
it's already a cult. If you decide to have a baby by Nick Cannon, you are part of the Nick Cannon cult.
Nice. Look, I wonder they all got like the Nick chains, like the Cannon chains. The Wildin' Out chains.
They got babies. They got fuck trophies. Like it's worse. Come drops.
Look.
Like,
oh my gosh. All right, we're about to get up out of there. I think we give Nick Cannon a lot of grace because he can afford these kids.
We do.
And I remember there was no story that came out and refuted it when Nick Cannon said, "I have more money than my ex-wife," and for him to get that off and nobody let that story run. When you get to say I got more money than Mariah and nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
And he's talked about it. He said, look, you won't hear nothing about this. After this comment, you won't hear about it. And he was telling the truth. I think it's interesting. So I don't know, man. It's a sad thing. I would imagine that if I had, Lord, I hope that's not true. If I had 10 other siblings besides my sister out there, I would wish that at least my dad would bring us all together one time and be like, yo, because you never know.
The kids, dude, think about how much we wanted to see our cousins when we was little.
Facts.
You think kids don't want to see their siblings?
Yeah.
Like, no, man, it's messed up. There's no props to be given there.
I will give Nick Cannon this. All his baby mamas, he ain't got no ugly baby mamas.
Well, I mean, you rich. You should not have an ugly baby mama.
Some dudes.
You should not have an ugly baby mama if you rich. 1, but 2, looks are secondary. Looks are secondary to character. I am saying the right thing, but I only date attractive women. So.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with dating only attractive people. Y'all made that clear.
But they're bad sometimes, man. Attractive people are terrible.
They're annoying.
Sometimes.
And they chew bad. Yo, shout out to the soccer player. Actually, I'm probably going to get in on bro, but the soccer player, I can't even pronounce my man's name. You watch football.
Football? Hakimi is all I know. I cannot pronounce his first name.
Look, allegedly, I'm going to do this so people can say we being equal.
Gotta say allegedly.
Allegedly, he is facing a rape charge, but I will say this, according to the Daily News or Daily whatever that thing is called,
Daily Mail,
that came out after the divorce proceedings started.
Yeah.
So he is and I hate to announce that, but I seen a lot of women. They were only women that I saw that were saying, "Hey, this is the real reason why she's divorcing him." Just for the news to break later that, hey, the divorce proceedings started way before that. So anyway, he was getting divorced from his wife. She's 19 years older than him. And sis went to the lawyer. She said, give me them assets, and realized that
there was no assets to be given.
Everything was in this man's mom's name. Now,
everything.
Oh my gosh.
In my mama's
I should have had
name.
it queued up. Here go Mike about to play music. See? Guns up in this bitch. Let me ask you this. Now, my question is this: is that fly or is that corny?
I don't know.
Nah, you know, Mike. Let's have a real conversation.
Okay, so here's the thing. When I say I don't know, all right. So I talk to people that tell you that are like, Arabic and Muslim on a daily basis.
Yes.
So one of the things that they advised me was the difference between African American men and men over there is African American men tend to be more masculine because we spend more time with our fathers. Okay. In that part of the world, the fathers are more handoff. Mothers raise the men. And not only do mothers raise the men, when the men get married, their mothers tend to have more sway in the marriage than the wife.
Interesting.
Now, this isn't something that we really have a problem with, right? Like, you know, if my wife tells me to do something, or my mama tells me to do something, who I'm gonna listen to?
You better listen to your wife.
You better listen to your wife.
You better.
So when I saw this,
some of y'all just failed that question.
Yeah,
which is a problem.
That is a problem.
Ladies, go ask your man right now. If I say something, your mama say something, who you gonna listen to? I promise you,
starting a fight.
You will be starting a fight, but it'd be a great look. You'll get some answers.
Yeah,
wait, sorry.
But so when I saw that he had everything in his mother's name, while hilarious on the surface, I did wonder, is this partly the reason why she might be seeking a divorce, right? Because, I mean, hell, if I tell you to do one thing and mama tell you to do something else, and I'm the person that with you every day and laying with you every day, like, that would annoy me.
Absolutely.
Like, that would annoy me.
Yeah,
if I'm married to a woman and I ask her to do something and then her father tells her to do something, right? And I was going to start that sentence was, I tell a woman to do something.
Who gets the plate first?
Tell her to do something, right? And I was like, well, that's not going to play well. Sorry. I said, I ask, dad tells, right? And if dad is always, his opinion is always superseding my opinion, I'm not going to lie. That's not a marriage I'm going to stay in for long. So I just took a long-winded Jonathan Majors answer type question.
Look, PC, we got to get this money, dog. Politically correct.
To say, is it cool or is it corny? It's corny.
It's super corny.
It is corny.
Look, I am here.
Even though all the city boys gave it bigs up on the internet.
Absolutely, as we should.
Corny, fucking, damn it.
Look. Sometimes we got to take wins how we get them. All right? Sometimes if it's ugly, disgusting, we got to take the win.
I wanted to agree so bad. Yeah, I really, really did.
I mean, I laughed.
It's corny.
So the way that you do it is you got to go like the comments. You can't comment it. You can't reshare it. You can't big it up, but you can go like it.
Yeah.
Or you can go laugh at the comment. So when I saw this story broke, I definitely was putting laughing emojis on everything.
Yeah.
And deep down, I said, wait, all your assets in your mom's name. You only get 30% of your check because the rest is deposited into your mom account. Yo, so what happened if your mom decides she wants to cut you off? Like,
so that leads to another question, right?
Okay.
And I think this is a good question for the audience.
What's that?
Would you trust your
Hell
mom?
No. Ma, I love you. No.
Or your dad
I would
with
trust my pops.
all of your assets?
I would trust my pops for sure.
I would. I think that's a really, really good question. Because even though I hated it, that was the next thing I thought of. I was like, yo, would I put everything? I would literally put everything in my mom's name. I would. And you know what? I'll put everything in my father's name as well.
I will put everything in my dad's name. I will put it like this. My mom, I know she would do the right thing of, you know what? I'm wiping my hands with you.
Yeah.
Here you go. But I'm done.
And my parents are annoying. Like, I don't want anybody to think like my parents like the super cool. My parents are not the cool parent. My parents are like, my mom is funny, but she was never funny to her kids. Everybody else found my mom hilarious.
Think she's hilarious.
She's hilarious now that I'm older.
His mom, never mind.
But like my dad, everybody's afraid of my dad. Like,
I was gonna talk about how your mom told me, yo, she ain't good for you. But that's all.
Yeah. Mom will tell you the truth. That is my mother.
I didn't even ask for it though.
No, that's my mom.
I was minding my business. She said, baby,
leave that alone. Was she right or wrong? I got to introduce my next wife to my mom. I kind of messed up the first go round.
Look, hey, man, that's why you get multiple chances. Look, but you know, the funny thing is, look, this is, the funny part about my dad is my dad is very short. And I don't mean to say this. Everybody thinks my dad is cool. Like, he's chill. You know, he made jokes. But growing up, my dad would not allow me to do anything in my mind. But I realize now he was saving me from a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But my dad would be short and be like, yo, all right, me and you ain't seeing eye to eye. I got all your assets. Here you go, bro. Cool. Me and my mom, we got to go circle the football field 30 times.
I think that's a real good question, though. Like, would you trust your parents with all of your assets?
I would not trust my sister. She is taking everything. And she letting me know, hey, bro, whatever.
I wasn't even going to bring the siblings into this.
Oh, bro. I ain't giving Brittany nothing.
I trust my brother. Yeah. My baby sister would spend way more money than I needed to, but I'd at least get half back. My second,
you'll get 30%.
My baby sister, my family's pretty tight, man. We like a little independent group of, we're like a confederation.
Y'all really
individuals,
are. All
man.
different, but all the same.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But the youngest, she's spending.
She's definitely spending.
She's getting everybody some shoes.
I kicks it with my family. My family's cool as all get out, man.
Yo, and look, let me say this. Y'all hate when black men got good relationships with their dad, they heterosexual, and they love their family. Y'all hate that shit on the internet.
Take a shot. Haven't got the machine gun. He already got me last week with the clip.
Look, man, y'all hate that shit. But I gotta say that. But yeah, man. So it does bring up this next question.
All right.
Do all marriages require a prenup? Should they? Because there's that story again, and I know you've heard it about Steven Jackson, how he got to the day of his wedding and she wouldn't sign a prenup and he left her at the altar.
Gosh, man.
You know, and I think about when I got married, I had been living in my home for 5 years. And that was the most important thing because, mind you, I'm going through this home class, you know, and the lady is, the instructor of the class told us how she lost 2 homes to 2 ex-husbands.
Good Lord.
And she said, and she told everybody in here, she said, I know you love her. I know you love him. Go get your prenup. And I ain't do it. But mind you, you know.
You ain't do it.
I ain't do it.
So you're prepared to lose your home.
I'm prepared to split it down the middle.
Please do not take my boys
Please
home.
don't.
Please
She
don't
got
take
a
my
kid
boys
now,
home.
so she can, I'm just be like, yo, look, I ain't paying this fee. Look, y'all got a home. You good. But you know what's funny, though? Speaking of, before, while you thinking of your answer, funny part is when I did my home, my dad gets my home. Now, the guardian of my child gets the home after my, before my dad. But if something happens to there, my home goes to my dad.
Makes sense.
But at that time, I ain't have any kids. So the lawyer looking at me like, so what you gonna do? You ain't got no kid. He's like, you got a girlfriend? I said, nah, I'm chilling. I'm just here. Yo,
just like,
shout out to all the ladies that left me on the porch.
He was
you
like,
bitches is sad out there. Go ahead.
He was like, yo, you gonna get ate up in divorce. That's what he was thinking.
Absolutely.
All right, so one, don't get divorced, right?
Please don't.
But half of us get divorced, so just being half that don't get divorced.
Shout out to you halves. Half of this podcast divorced, baby. But that's why we good.
That is actually true. 50% of the podcast is actually divorced. So Gavin's good. He's safe.
For right now.
He's safe. Now I get remarried. You know,
we in trouble.
We in trouble?
We in trouble.
I don't know. Hey, should all marriages have prenups? You know what? Yes.
Yeah.
All marriages have prenups.
You might as well.
And here's the thing. Like, even if it's not like a legal prenup, right? And like, it needs to be like a conversation of, because, okay, for one, when a woman leaves you, everything that she said, she's going to go back on, all right? Just want to be clear, all right? Women are sociopaths. They do not feel sorry for anything. They want to fuck you over.
I won't fuck your best friend.
Yeah, they're going to fuck you over in every manner, in every possibility.
So,
the value of being a man is your resilience, bro. Because you're going to fucking need it. But at least have the conversation of like, yo, this is mine. This is yours. You know, if we was to break up, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. At least have a verbal prenup. It's not going to stand up in court. But at least you'll know that you're getting fucked over when you're getting fucked.
Absolutely.
But if you do have assets, I'm going to say have a prenup.
Yeah.
Like, if you have assets, like, why not? I mean, so first off, men don't really care that a woman's with them for resources. Like, if I'm rich and I got nothing but bad women after me, like, they're not after me because I'm good looking. They're after me because I'm rich, right?
Yeah, it's kind of understood.
It's kind of understood. So, like, yo, just get a fucking prenup. That shit should also be understood.
Absolutely.
I'm getting so much trouble for that.
Look, but it's okay.
Where we going to next?
Justin and Tyreek.
Justin and Tyreek. Okay, so this is a question that I have.
Okay.
All right. When it comes to Justin Pearson and Tyreek, and this is a little bit old, right? But Tyreek went in on Justin. He calls me that, you know, Justin's an agent. And it was funny, right? It was funny to watch Justin at college, and he's this clean cut, you know, regular Carlton Banks type dude, according to Tyreek. And then now he's in the Tennessee legislature. So for everybody who don't know, if you saw the clips of the Tennessee legislation kicking out, I think the only 2 black members they have.
Yeah.
And Justin Pearson was one of them, and he's giving these speeches, and he is impassionate, and it's rendering.
Oh, he the dude with the fro. Yeah, I've been seeing
75% Dr. King, 25% Barack Obama. The DNC seem like they're behind him, and look, I don't believe he was kicked out purposefully, right, to do this, but it does seem like he got a lot of traction from the DNC behind this, right? So he's probably going to be a House rep or a senator coming from the great state of Tennessee pretty soon. But this is my point, though, to Reed's point into a lot of African, foundational black Americans that are nationalist viewpoint was, is Justin Pearson, is he an agent? And I say that, and I don't say that lightly, right? I'm not accusing him of being anything, but we know that when Malcolm X was becoming prominent, right? That a lot of individuals in the nation were informants to the FBI.
Absolutely.
We know that when Dr. King, I think his photographer came out to be allegedly, just in case I mentioned the wrong person.
Absolutely. Don't shoot at photographers.
And an informant, right? So yes. Are we even capable, right, of even knowing when we've been infiltrated?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
If you that good, you that good.
I don't think so. But that's the thing, right? At some point, as Africans in the diaspora in America, when do we go through the checklist of what we expect out of a black individual that's quote unquote representing us? Like when do we go through that and say, okay, this is what we need. We need somebody that's going to stand on this, this, and this, and this, right?
Absolutely.
And even if publicly you say, all right, I'm not going to mention reparations publicly, but behind the scenes, like I'm dealing with everybody who believes in reparations, right? So I might say, yeah, I'm not doing that, right?
Yeah.
But everybody that's behind me does it. So if you know, right? Like it's like it goes to the saying, right? Make sure that the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
Absolutely.
We have none of that right now. And I think this is probably about 10 pods ago when we talked about the only person that is seen as a black person in this country is an entertainer.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
There's no politician. There's no businessman. Because they'll sell you Jay-Z because you'll never become Jay-Z. They'll sell you LeBron because you'll never be 6'8", right?
Yeah.
But they will not sell you Robert Smith.
No.
Because you could actually go and become educated at a top school, work for a private equity firm, and run into the right, MF that got enough money to give you your private equity firm, right? That you could actually become.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, part one, can we identify, who the mole is? And part two of that is, do we know when we being played?
And sometimes it's scary because the easiest thing to say is, every time black people should be required in higher enough places to we need to see works.
But we don't have that. We don't
but
have
the thing
that.
Is, that can be so easy to be replicated if you're a fake.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's like, all right, I know every 6 months I got to throw them a bone. So let me throw them a bone. You know what I'm saying?
We're too easily played.
Absolutely.
As a community.
That's the scary part.
And one of the things that I love about our audience, man, is that I think our audience is full of nothing but thinking individuals. And I used to say thinking men. And sometimes y'all ladies might hear me say that, but y'all ladies have been very, very vocal that y'all also listen to the pod.
Shout out to our DMs.
And we do appreciate y'all letting us know. So I will say, as a people, do we have the ability to even be, know that we're thinking people and know that we have to be the influence or at least the salt of our community.
Shout out to the salt of the land. All right.
All right, wrap it up.
Oh, it's time to be silly. I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to rail me, and he said he was too tired. So we went to bed. I literally woke up to him jerking it.
One, rude.
That is rude.
But
who gonna tell sister she not good at what she do?
She might not be good at that.
She not, and I could tell by her eyebrows when she posted this online. Let me tell you something. A lot of people are not as good as in bed as they think they are.
Are women pulling their weight in bed is the question.
Oh, you want to go there.
Are women pulling their weight in bed? Because she woke up and instead of her saying like, damn, all right, what am I not doing? She went and complained to the internet. Now,
ooh, I ain't even go that far.
So here's the question that I have, right?
Okay.
And this is, I can't even say I came up with this, but I'm not going to give credit because we probably get crucified on the internet.
Okay.
But one of my homeboys he said, so if a woman don't get it wet enough, whose fault is that? So ladies, if you don't get it wet enough,
it's the man's fault.
Whose fault is that? It's the man's fault. All right.
You didn't stimulate me.
All right. So if a man doesn't stay hard during sex,
oh, that's his fault.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, bro, you nervous?
All right. So on both cases, right?
Yeah. We've
said it's the man's fault. Are women not pulling their weight in bed?
I don't know because, well, here's the thing.
Well, you married. You better say, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I ain't out there.
I ain't got a clue.
But according to all the group chats I'm in, you know what's funny about women, bro? I guess not even women. This is funny about everybody. Everybody swear they're like they good, right? You rarely meet somebody say, yo, I actually suck in bed, right? And then it gets to this point of, as a man, it's funny because it's so many things that can go wrong for you in bed, right? You can't stay hard, they clowning you. If you're too small, they clowning you.
Yep.
I actually had one of my homegirls tell me the dude she messed with was too big, and she was like, yo, I had to tell him to get out of here. Like, you not finna put that in me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn.
So you got to be the perfect size.
Don't have a curve in your shit. They clowning you for that.
But they want some curve.
Some curve, but if not, they telling you got.
But it can't be like
shit.
all the way curve because now they got medication for that. So it can't be like all the way curve. It just got to be enough curve, and your curve has to fit whatever that sensitive spot is up in there. Right?
Don't have too much hair. Don't have no hair because that's
don't
weird.
have no hair because that's weird.
Look, but let them be
bald
or fully hairy, and it's cool. Like it's so much that goes in there, right? And so then you get a woman there, and then, I don't ride, my legs hurt, or my hips hurt. I can't do that.
I don't like to ride, or I don't come in this position. You
Absolutely.
have to do this position.
My favorite is I was talking to this girl at work, like we just having conversations, and my wife, she kept saying like she like it from the back, right? And I remember my wife, who was my friend at the time, she said, you know why she like it from the back? I'm like, why? She's like, because that bitch is a star in bed. Like she's a starfish in bed. And I was like, I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, this is starfish in bed.
And then my wife's favorite line is, that's a lay there and take it girl. And she broke it down for me. Yeah. That's when I knew. I was like, yo, this girl is cool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But she was explaining. She was like, yeah, a lot of girls like it from behind because they lazy as
shit.
Lazy. You can just lay there. And you
lazy.
can just go to Pound Town from behind. But
are women pulling their weight in bed?
No. Nah, and the ones that are, they get married.
The women that pull their weight in bed.
Or they get
not all of them, because some of y'all aren't good women. Because I know women that pull their weight in bed, and y'all are good women. Y'all can't.
Well, they pass it around. You got to get experienced. Y'all got to stop hating on hoes, man.
Hey, man. We do not slut shame on this podcast. I do not mind a hoe, just not marrying a hoe, not having a baby with a hoe.
Oof. Yeah, you got to be able to vet women, and you got to be able to vet. You got to vet Justin too. That man 28. Got to be able
to find out the agents. Got to be able to find out the women that are bad in bed. And some of y'all women are not pulling y'all weight in bed because there's no way that if you're not wet enough, that's my fault. And if my dick don't get hard, that's my fault. Everything cannot be my fault in the bedroom.
Yeah, where's the accountability from women?
There has to be some accountability for women in the bedroom when y'all aren't good in bed.
Oh my goodness, what you got planned this weekend?
I don't have anything planned.
You got a date?
I do not have a date. Do not have a date.
You gonna stop coming on this podcast with no date lined up?
I'm being celibate.
Here you go again with that.
I'm being celibate. Is that what women say? I love that shit. I love when a woman tells me she being celibate. I know that shit about that being fire.
Or she lying.
Oh, she's absolutely lying. That's how I know it's about to be fire. I'm not waiting 90 days. It's like next 2 weeks. It's like,
I love when Steve Harvey got y'all.
And you know what she say? I don't know why I'm doing this.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
I don't normally do this.
Look,
yeah, I know.
But your shit matching. Your shit is lined up. You know what I'm saying? You right. You got too much moisturizer in the wrong spots for you not to be doing this often.
And it ain't nobody's fault tonight.
Absolutely not.
But
look,
the devils.
I don't think I'm doing nothing this weekend. Oh, I got a wedding. I'll be in Columbia on Friday. If you see me at the wedding, come up to me and say Black Dad's Club 3 times real fast, and I'll put you on the Instagram. Other than that, Saturday I got a baby. You know what? My wife is working late. You know, it's funny. I saw something on Facebook, and the dude was like, yo, no dude is making $120K, and no chick is making $60K. So I don't know why y'all.
Well, this is almost true. Like, it's only like 5% of the population.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, I don't think y'all know, but I was like, yo, shout out to my wife making over there. I'm like, I ain't got to take care of her ass, but thank God.
Oh, man.
But I got to buy dinner today.
Hey, please share this with a friend so we can get to that higher income level, man, and we can start having shows. Hey, don't forget live show June 10th.
June 10th.
Ladies, y'all are invited because y'all damn near came into our DMs and cussed us.
Absolutely absolutely right. Excuse me. All ladies that's coming, you are required to bring Mike a bottle of what you want a bottle of.
You don't have to bring me a bottle, but if you do,
come on,
whiskey.
Yeah, bring Mike a small bottle. We ain't gonna ask you to get the big one. You know, the small one that you like to get when you and your girls about to go out and y'all want to act drunk on the night, right? Bring Mike a bottle of that.
Come hang out with your fellas, man.
Absolutely,
we're looking forward to the live show. A lot of y'all have a lot of great suggestions of what y'all want. And so we do have an end of the summer live that's going to pop out.
Yes.
But we need so fellas, all y'all got to show up on June 10th so we can actually do the end of summer live, and then we're gonna do a holiday live.
Yeah.
So those are the two that we do have planned. We are working on, but hey, get our numbers. You know what? Excuse me. I was gonna say get our numbers up. Y'all actually been crushing it.
Y'all actually have.
Keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate y'all so much.
And with that, we're gonna holler at y'all next time. Holla at your boy.